Am I the butthole for refusing to let my sister use my son's yacht for her wedding? My son Thomas passed away a year ago at the age of 25. He was such a sweet soul. He was kind and sympathetic despite having suffered so much. He still had a joyful smile. He wanted to be an engineer. But unfortunately he couldn't continue his education. He was involved in a car accident, had a severe injury and became paralyzed. I did everything I could to help him regain his life, but what happened was devastating. We were spending time at the hospital while my family were getting together celebrating birthdays/weddings etc. and excluded me and Thomas. I asked them to show up. At least show emotional support to Thomas, but they didn't visit. I took Thomas home and I became his primary career. I found that Thomas was home 24/7 with no family visiting us even on holidays. Every time I complained, my sister would suggest I put Thomas in home care. I stopped begging them to visit and include Thomas in their events and check in on him. They treated Thomas like he was dead. He suffered from anemia. It affected his heart function. His health was getting worse. 4 months before he passed away, I decided to achieve at least one goal he'd in his mind. He always wanted to get his own yacht and wanted to buy it himself. I sold the land I had for 5 years and I bought a yacht. I told him that it was his. He was overjoyed. We started spending most of his time there, on weekends and on holidays, until he suddenly passed away, and it was devastating. I couldn't visit the yacht until 6 months after his passing. This is where I remember him the most. My family visited, made Facebook tributes, hanged pictures of him and visited his grave. I was still upset with them. I kept my distance, but last week my mother and sister were visiting asking if they could use my son's yacht for my sister's wedding this summer. I declined, but they talked about how expensive it is to rent a yacht and that mine was perfect. I corrected my sister. Told her that's Thomas's yacht. Thomas, who they refused to visit and comfort during his dark times. My sister denied all that and said she didn't come to talk about the past and that as her brother I should help out. I argued with her and my mother after they said I was declining out of spite and called me selfish to punish them for Thomas's death. My brother said I was wrong because the family is keeping his memory alive by talking about him and that I should get therapy, otherwise I'll be causing people to cut me out. I'm sorry if anyone got confused. I'm his father. I'm sorry, I should have included that earlier. If they did not visit once while he had all this, say fine, you can use his yacht as many times you visited him during that time, not the butthole by the way. This. NTA, so sorry you're dealing with this. And I'm so sorry about the dude below you. Jesus. Holy wow, that's a lot of down votes. I assume you're talking about? Web link. My god, it's so bad his comment won't even show up till I click that. He earned his down votes. One more can't hurt. Make that 2. Downvoted to filth. His/her profile is really incredible. A bunch of comments with either 1,000 dislikes or 1,000 likes. It's crazy, like how can someone be that right and also wrong so much? Because they're a negative karma troll. I downvoted them for a second before deciding not to vote at all so I don't give them what they want. Best thing to do with people like that is ignore them. Don't feed the troll. I guess my point was that it's not that easy to get so many down votes or up votes. This person seems to have a real gift for both. It's fascinating. This is so perfect. I snorted when the sister said she didn't come to talk about the past. Therapy is a great idea to support you when you finally fully cut out your toxic family. I'm glad your son was in your life and impacted you so meaningfully, and I'm sorry he was taken so soon. My reply would be, if you're not here to talk about the past, I'm not here to talk about the future, not the butthole. NTA, and I second this. You do not owe them anything just because you are related. Family is determined by actions, not birth. So true, so true. I would consider selling the yacht and donating the proceeds to a worthy cause. They hurt your son and you. I do not think I could ever forgive your family. Plus they didn't care about family when one of their own was literally dying, but they suddenly expect original poster to care about family when they're getting married? Like, if you're going to preach about family, at least be consistent. Perfectly said. I hate this whole idea of loving your legal/blood relatives no matter what, even when it is to your detriment. I feel that we are born into one family and then we define our true family as we get older, build other bonds, and learn who we are at heart. Family should be about people whose words and actions combine to support and love you for who you are. I second this. Your son is not the past. Your son is your sunshine. Your beautiful son, who suffered a terrible life-altering accident, through no fault of his own? I'm assuming he was not being reckless or endangering others carelessly, and could still smile and laugh and dream. And they didn't come to see him and spend time once he could not come to them. We must learn from our past, and back then, they could not be bothered. It's telling. That's a narc's argument, don't dwell in the past. Not the butthole, sounds like whole family, even Thomas' grandmother? That's beyond sad, considered him dead even though he was alive but paralyzed and in need of love and attention. They wrote him off, possibly on the pretext to themselves of it being too painful to see Thomas so disabled. Well, too bad. Clearly Thomas was able to understand what was going on, to express joy from being with his fat hair/op and for being on his yacht. Having had a 25-foot Catalina for years, I can only imagine Thomas' feelings of sheer joy and freedom being on the water. Posting on social media after his death sounds self-aggrandizing. Thomas was already long dead to these relatives before he actually died, and they likely just wanted the attention posting brought. Yes, it might be magnanimous for original poster to let sister use Thomas' yacht for her wedding, but her lack of generosity and empathy to him during his need cancels out the usefulness of magnanimity by original poster now. And what the hell, why does the bride just have to have her wedding on a yacht anyway? This is not a necessity of life, find another place or different boat. Bride and other relatives sound like grubby, shallow people. Too many people too easily counsel am I the butthole ops to go no contact with family. I'd suggest original poster just bide his time, don't reach out but just wait for the family, yes, including op's own mother evidently, to reach out to him to see if they have unhardened their hearts. If they have, original poster needs to convey how he felt abandoned by them when Thomas was hurt and then after he was out of the hospital, and that demanding the use of the dead son's yacht was just salt in the wound. If they're human, they'll express sympathy and apology. If they don't, original poster then needs to decide what if any part of his family is worth staying with. Yeah, people that don't want to talk about the past have usually been the biggest buttholes of all in aforementioned past. Yes, but then the brother called and said they are keeping his memory alive. So which way is it? NTA, I'm sorry for your loss. Thomas sounds very special. This is perfect. Much better than the very creative get F that I came up with. Op could still throw that part in case mom and sis are too obtuse to get what he's trying to say. I agree. Original poster make sure they don't know where the yacht is stored in the winter and docked in the summer. Make sure both places are password protected so they can't try to claim you gave them permission to use it. Can you just steal a yacht though? Do you need keys or something? Genuinely asking, never been on a yacht in my life. They wouldn't be able to drive it away, but they could still party and trash it while it's at the docks. Well, time to move it off the docks? Take it on a long cruise? A cruise is a fantastic idea. Original poster needs to get away from those jerks anyway. No, you can't use my yacht cause I'm taking it somewhere nice for, like, 2 years or whenever the wedding is. Op, NTA. No one is required to share. You don't even need a reason. Spiteful people would tell the sister that she could use it and then take it on a week-long trip the day before the wedding. That would of course be terribly wrong. Who are they to call themselves family to original poster when they decided that family wasn't important during the toughest part of original poster in his kid's life? He doesn't owe them a damn thing. They are all in the wrong here. I agree, who are they to call themselves family? I do think that original poster should go to therapy, but because his family is so awful and to help him grieve, but not because of his decision. This the perfect answer. Not the butthole. Yeah, oh how the turntables. They said I was declining out of spite. Op can always tell them that yes, he sure as hell is declining out of spite. Because how dare they ignore his living son, how dare they neglect to support them in their darkest hours, and how dare they demand to use his son's property after killing him before he was dead. This is perfect. I think it's disgusting how they are trying to get in his good books by saying they are keeping his son's memory alive by talking about him, And yet they couldn't be bothered to talk to him when he was alive. The fact that they're threatening to cut ties makes my stomach turn. You should be the one cutting ties, not the butthole. If someone tried to pull that, my only response would be, don't threaten me with a good time. Original poster is not the butthole, screw their family. Yep. They can all take a long walk off a short pier. NTA, op. That yacht is your son's and no one else's. Yup. Said she didn't come to talk about the past and that is her brother I should help out. To op's sister, as his sister, you should have helped out, but you didn't bother. Not the butthole. Crafty people who treat you badly will be the first to say let's just move on. They don't want to acknowledge the hurt they caused. They couldn't be bothered to even visit him once and excluded you both. Just cutting out a family member after an accident. There could be something we don't know going on, and maybe Thomas wasn't as nice as original poster let on. Original poster might not even be aware of this. That said, their actions show how selfish they are. Ask them and yourself, what exactly are you losing if they cut you out of their lives? Because it seems like they are a bunch of buttholes that didn't visit your son when he was sick but will cash in on his memory for social media cred. Caring about dead people is easy, caring for sick people is hard, they only showed up for the easy part. Oh God, please say this. Oh dang, this was savage. Perfect response. Really hope original poster goes this route. I honestly cannot think of a better way to explain it to them. Hats off to you. Should have read this first, because I had similar thoughts. NTA for this. Very sorry for your loss. But you might benefit from therapy for you, not to appease your family. Thank you. I have a group of people who also experience what I've experienced, and I meet with them every week and we talk for hours. Before that I was in therapy. My brother doesn't know that because of how distant he and the rest of the family have been. I'm happy to read that op. Please enjoy your yacht while thinking of the good memories with you, son. Don't sully that with horrible people. Not the butthole, of course. You should offer to hold the next group meeting on your yacht. That is a great idea. Your sister is the one being selfish and cruel. She could have taken the time to comfort her nephew and support him and show him that he's loved no matter the circumstances, but they all chose to be neglectful, cruel buttholes. They don't get to ask a damn thing from you after they treated their nephew like that. And post the pictures on social media. Pictures of a grief support group? I don't know what exactly they do at their meetings, but it's probably not a super fun meeting that they'd want to publicize. I don't know, inviting his grief support group to a memorial picnic on the yacht sounds like a perfectly fine thing to share on social media. Maybe just get everybody's permission to be in a photo and tell them you're going to post it. Then anyone who wants can opt out. Now that is petty. I like it. On her wedding day. NTA, and I'm so sorry for the loss of your son, and your family. This was heartbreaking to read and made me cry. Thomas sounds like he was a wonderful son and you are a great father. I am so sorry for your loss. I can't imagine what you went and are going through. The yacht is your and Thomas's special place, it is your tribute to him, and a physical representation of the love between a father and son. Such love lives forever, because it is so strong, so pure and so intense. Please take care of yourself during this difficult time. You did so much, I know your son knew he was loved. Use Thomas's yacht only in ways that you are comfortable with. And may the memories made there bring you peace. Pointing finger, this, heart. Heart, pointing finger, this, pointing finger, heart. How is your selfish sister, who didn't care that her nephew was dying, having her wedding on his yacht, keeping his memory alive? By stomping all over it. I am glad you have people to talk to so you can process your feelings. Tell your family to sod off. If you get to know and trust them, invite them on your son's yacht. They will understand what a special share that is. Sorry for your loss, op. May your son's memory be a blessing always. Maybe you should have a party on your son's yacht with those people, since they've actually been there for you. On the sister's wedding day. I hope you get more like-minded, nice, comforting people around you. Glad to hear you have support from people who have been through similar situations. Very sorry for your loss. I'm so incredibly sorry for the pain you've endured, Op. I'm glad that you're finding some comfort with this group and have sought therapy. Maybe you can use your son's yacht to help other kids in the same position experience some relief from all the focus on their condition? And ignore the opportunistic family members. You're not the butthole, at all. Fix your heart firmly on the future and celebrate the good aspects of your son's life. Not the butthole. They talked about how expensive it is to rent a yacht and that mine was perfect. I corrected my sister. Told her that's Thomas's yacht. Thomas, who they refused to visit and comfort during his dark times. My sister denied all that and said she didn't come to talk about the past and that as her brother I should help out. I argued with her and my mother after they said I was declining out of spite. So what if you are declining out of spite? She contributed negatively to your son last few weeks. She is lucky you aren't agreeing to it only to sell the yacht a day before. I mean, they even admit he has something to be spiteful for. They know what they did is wrong, they just don't care. NTA. Exactly. How dare original poster punish them for their actions? The nerve. To me, doing things out of spite is okay sometimes, especially if the other person was 10 to the infinite power and like, I don't know, only caring about a family member that is paralyzed only when they can get some kind of benefit. The reason your sister said the yacht was perfect is because she is expecting it to be free. Not the butthole, and how dare your family think it's okay to do this after everything. Screw them. Make sure you can have the yacht in a location your family doesn't know about so they can't take it and use it anyways. Make sure you have it in writing or text that you do not give them permission to use the yacht. That way if they do pull something, you have a case against them with proof there was no permission given. Personally, I'd be planning to be aboard the yacht and out at sea the week and day of the wedding just to prevent the sister from trying any nonsense. That's a great idea. I didn't even think of that. If they actually end up renting a yacht for the wedding, I would drive by with my yacht on the day of the wedding, shout my well wishes over and F off on my solo holiday. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.